Hey, you guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is doing well. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you to all my new subscribers. Thank you for all those who like, share, and comment on my channel. I'm so thankful to God that He led you to me and Called to Love Ministries. But you guys, I'm not going to be before you long. I just want to share to you a quick word. And I remember in the beginning of my journey when the Lord first revealed to me who my kingdom husband was. And of course, in the beginning, for those of you that have been standing for a long time, we don't ever think that it's going to take this long, right? We don't never anticipate that the standing will be long. We think, okay, God told me He's going to do it right then and there. But of course, as time went on, I realized, this is not happening, God. I'm out here looking like Bufu the Clown, okay? It's not giving what you told me. I'm not seeing what you revealed to me. Then I began to ask God. I'm like, okay, God, let's just be real. Because I talk to God like he's my friend. Me and God are cool. We close, right? So I talk to God how I would talk to my sisters, how I would talk to a friend, or how I would talk to you guys. I talk to Him just like my companion. He's my friend. So I'm like, God, why would you tell me who my husband is and then have me waiting this long? It just didn't make sense to me. Why couldn't you have told me when you were actually ready to perform this miracle? I could have just, went without knowing who He was. I could have went on with my life, did whatever it is that I needed to do. And whenever you were ready, whenever He was ready, you could have came, holler at your girl, and we could have got this thing moving, right? But in all seriousness, this was my thought process. I couldn't understand, why did you tell me, so early? And I would ask God this, and I would just ponder on this in my mind. And so soon enough, God began to open my eyes, and He began to reveal to me once I was ready, because I wasn't ready then to hear the reason why. It just didn't make sense. And even if God tried to explain it to me right then and there, it still wouldn't have made sense, because I wanted it to happen right then and there. And nothing He could have told me would have changed my mind and my reasoning, because I didn't understand what God was trying to do through the whole process. But later, God began to reveal to me why He revealed to me He was my husband before it was time. And the Lord revealed to me, for one, He told me so that I could prepare, so that He could prepare me, because He had a special role for me to play. Once my kingdom husband and I did get back into contact, He was going to use me to assist him in the healing process. See, some of you kingdom wives have been called out early before time, so God can prepare you ahead of time, because He is going to use you specifically to help your kingdom husband in his healing. See, God is helping you heal. It's between you and God. Not saying that He may not use therapy or other means to aid in the healing, but the majority of the healing that you're going through, for some of my kingdom wives, God is helping you through that healing process. You are strong enough and you are built different in such a way that your healing process is between you and God. See, He's going to give you that special touch. Those areas in your life that you need healing in, whether it's from past trauma from your childhood or past trauma in bad relationship, God is personally healing you during your time of prayer with Him, during your time of spending devotional time with Him, during your time of fasting. He's supernaturally healing you so that you can help and assist your husband in his healing process. See, some of our kingdom husbands are not going to come back to us 100% ready. Some of them are going to come back to us broken. They're going to come back to us broken and wounded and hurt. And they may still have some childhood trauma that needs to be dealt with and healed. They may have some type of emotional trauma that still needs to be dealt with and healed. They may have difficulties expressing themselves or difficulties showing love or giving love or receiving love because of past childhood trauma that they went through, that they never fully healed from. And God wants to use you in aiding your kingdom spouse in this healing process. Now, don't get me wrong. God is not calling you to clean up any messes. It is not your job to heal them. Only God can heal them. Only God can mend their broken heart. Only God can give them a new heart and a new mind. Only God has the power to do that, but he can use you as an instrument. He can use you as a vessel to administer some of that healing that otherwise they cannot do on their own. See, some of us kingdom wives, we're able to sit alone in our mess. We're able to sit alone and reflect back on our hurts and our pains and our trauma and the abuse that we endured. But men are not built like us. They're built different. Some of them are not able to process their emotions or process that trauma that they went through. You know, instead of expressing those things and letting those things out, they keep those things inside. And it's killing them and it's hurting them. And they have a lot of hurt and a lot of pain and a lot of woundedness and a lot of brokenness that they don't know how to handle. Because they've never let anybody get that close to them, not physically close. It has nothing to do with, oh, well, you know, my kingdom husband, he's in a relationship with the counterfeit or whatever the case may be. Not the physical closeness. Because sex and emotional issues are two different things. Emotional intimacy are two different things. So some of you kingdom wives, God has called you out and started the preparation process ahead of time because you need to be ready to help God and assist in the healing process of your kingdom husband. Or for those of my men that are standing for your kingdom wives. And I don't want to leave my man out because I know I have men on my channel too. So when I talk about kingdom spouses, it could be man or it could be woman, whichever one you're standing for. But I say wives because I'm a woman and, you know, I'm addressing women just like myself. But this applies to men as well. Okay, so God has called you out and he is starting the preparation process in you now. Because he is going to use you in assisting with the healing of your kingdom husbands. And it's not saying that God is not going to step in and do the work that he needs to do. He absolutely is. He's the only one that can give them that healing that they need. But you have a role to play as well as a wife. You have a role to play as well in your kingdom marriage until God gets them to where they need to be spiritually, emotionally, mentally. And then they'll be able to stand firm on their own. But it's going to take time. And the reason why it's taken so long is because God needed to get you to a certain place in your walk, in your healing, because you need to be prepared. You need to be ready for when he reconnects you with your kingdom spouse. Don't expect them to have it all together. Some of them are coming straight out of these counterfeit relationships and God is reconnecting them back to you. Okay, and no telling what type of witchcraft and mess was going on in that counterfeit relationship. So some of them are coming right out of one mess and coming in, walking into their kingdom marriage. Now, some of them may have been single and God is moving them from their singlehood into marriage. Great. But a lot of them are coming out of mess. They're coming out of brokenness. They're coming out of woundedness. They may be coming out of addictions. Okay, they're not going to come to you perfect, wrapped in a package with a bow. When God found you, you were not perfect, wrapped in a package with a bow. He had to clean you up. You looked a mess. You was a mess. You weren't perfect. So don't expect your kingdom husband to come back to you just perfect, all put together, and ready to just walk into your assignment or the assignment God has over your marriage. He's going to need time to grow in love. He's going to need time to heal. And you're going to have to be loving. You're going to have to be patient with him while God is working on his heart, while God is healing him. There's going to be a lot of guilt. There's going to be a lot of shame. There's going to be a lot of discouragement, unworthiness, feeling like he's not worthy of your love, or he's not worthy of, you being his wife because of all that he's done, or because he chose this counterfeit relationship and then realized like, hey, this is not who I'm supposed to be with. And now he's coming back to you. And a lot of them feel like, okay, you're going to judge them, or you're going to look down on them, or you're going to point fingers at them, and you're not going to accept them back because of the choice that they made, because of the rejection. Because God had to deal with my heart. Because in the beginning, I'm like, oh no, boo-boo. Like, I'm good. He chose her. That's what he gonna get. I'm different now, y'all. But in the beginning, no, ma'am. I'm like, God, no, I'm better than this. You done pulled me out of the miry clay, not to have to deal with all of this mess. I'm wiser now. I'm smarter now. I'm better now. I'm healed now. I know how to choose better. I'm not going to just settle for just anything. But God had to show me, this is who I called you to be with. This is the man that I chose to be your husband. You weren't perfect when I found you. You were living in sin. All the things that he's doing, you once were doing. Yes, I've cleaned you up inside, but that was me. I cleaned you up inside. I gave you a new heart. I gave you a new mind. I gave you a new way of thinking. I showed you what love was. All glory and honor to God. Now you have to show that same love to your kingdom husband. You have to show that same grace to your kingdom husband. You have to show that same patience to your kingdom husband. You have to show that same long suffering to your kingdom husband. You now have to demonstrate my love. I demonstrated my love to you. Now is your time to demonstrate your love to your kingdom spouse. So for the kingdom wives who this message is for, some of you, God has called you out to assist in the healing process of your kingdom spouse. Don't reject the call. Don't reject what God has asked you to do in this hour. You are not above what God is asking you to do. Humble yourself. Ask him to take any pride away out of your heart, any selfishness out of your heart, and give you the love that he's already placed in your heart. But you have to allow the Holy Spirit to work out that love in your heart so that you can be able to do what it is God is asking you to do. Because when your kingdom husband come back, he's going to come back broken. He's going to come back hurting. He's going to come back in need of your love, your care, and your support, not your judgment, not your condemnation, but your love. Until God gets him back to that place he needs to be. No, he's not going to be there forever. And no, it's not your job to heal him. Once again, it's God's job to heal. But God is using you to assist him in the healing process. God built you in such a way so that you could carry this burden. He knew that you would be able to do it. The preparation process has been long. The warfare has been intense for a reason, because God needed to get you where you needed to be spiritually, mentally. He had to get your heart posture where it needed to be. All this time has not been for nothing. God has been working on you. Because there's many a nights it was just me and God, and I'm crying out to God about all the things in my life. I had childhood trauma. I had abuse. I had brokenness. I had heartache. I had pain. But God worked on me. He did it himself so that he could get me where I need to be, so I could help in assisting in the healing process for my husband until God gets him where he needs to be. A lot of them don't know how to express themselves. A lot of them have so much on their heart and mind that they want to say, but they don't know how to say it because they've been mute for so long, because they've been taught to shut up, be quiet, keep it to yourself, don't say nothing. You a man, be strong, suck it up. It's difficult for them to express themselves. It's difficult for them to show emotion. It's difficult for them to receive love or to give love. And it was difficult for me in the beginning. But God worked on me and he showed me his love and brought me through this healing process and got me to where I need to be. I'm not perfect, but he's got me to a better place so that I can be there and be able to assist with my kingdom husband. Some of you have been called to assist in the healing process. Don't reject what God is trying to do through you. I love you guys, and I will see you all the next time the Lord sends me back with another word. Bye.